Africa is our own motherland, fashioned with and blessed by God's good hands. Let us all our people join as one, brothers under the sun, all one, strong and free. Praise be to God. Bless our great nation, Zambia, Zambia. Free men we stand under the flag of our land, Zambia. Praise to thee, oh one, strong and free.
Sorry. We remain standing, and the person assigned to conduct prayer, please come and offer the prayer.
Shall we bow our heads in prayer? Our precious Father in heaven, we want to thank you and appreciate you for the gift of life. More so, Father, we thank you for this day, mighty God, for you predestined that you knew it was going to pass. Father, I want to thank you for every soul gathered here, mighty Father, for a common purpose, mighty God. Start with us, O God, and end with us. It is in Jesus' name we pray with thanksgiving in our hearts. Amen.
Thank you. You may be seated. I am Ambassador Emmanuel Mwamba, member of the Central Committee of the Patriotic Front. I will moderate this event together with Honorable Sylvia Chalikosa, who's also a member of the Central Committee from the Patriotic Front. She's a former diplomat and former minister. The chairperson. Thank you very much, I think, for purposes of the media. The chairperson of the Tonse Alliance. Today's event is the official launch of the Tonse Alliance and the unveiling of the 2026 presidential candidate of the Tonse Alliance is being held here at Farm Valley Lodge in Ingwerere area. The chairperson, Dr. Dan Pule, who is hosting us and who is chairing this event. The leadership from political parties. The leadership from political parties that are here will invite them shortly to introduce themselves. The chairperson will be the last one. The dignitaries that have been invited here, the members of the diplomatic community that are here, and all invited guests and members of the Tonse Alliance partner. We will start with the introductions, and we restrict this to the Council of Presidents. I know the Council of Presidents have delegations led by their leadership. I would encourage that each president of a political party comes to introduce themselves. Because we are live on social media, I would invite that you come and speak from here. Maybe let me start with Madam Exilda Mwenya, President of the New Era Democratic Party. Come and introduce yourself, Madam.
Thank you very much, Masters of Ceremony. All protocol for respect. My names are Exilda Mwenya, President of the New Era Democratic Party. It's a new party, but we are big and we are a member of the Tonse Alliance. We are here to be part of the greater movement that is going to achieve and move our people out of this calamity that we are experiencing, like you saw when we were at Melsim, what happened. So we need to get out. When I say Zambia, you say arise. That's our slogan. Zambia! Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Pastor Peter Chanda, President for New Congress Party, and being the first member of Tonse Alliance. I want to say that Zambia is destined for greater heights. For those that doubt that there can be a political comeback, Tonse Alliance will demonstrate to the Zambian people that come 2026, the Tonse Alliance will form government. And to the Zambian people, let's know that this is your hope and this is your future, and the future is here. Thank you.
One Zambia. Thank you. My name is Rai Kisoma, President of the Mighty Zambia Republican Party. And I wish to state here that we are part of the Mighty.
Good. Mulibwanji bonse. My name's Chanoda Fraxon Ngwira. I represent an organization called Kumawa Development Coalition, also known as Umozi Kumawa, and I am the spokesperson. The goodness with Tonse Alliance is that it is an alliance that does not just look at political parties, but all groups, starting from the churches, NGOs, trade unions, pressure groups. And as Umozi Kumawa, we are pushing for a development for the people of Eastern Province beyond their tribe. So we had to join the Tonse Alliance. And I want to assure you fellow Zambians that what we have started is something that is not going to stop. It's something that will reach the end, and the end is to form government through such a great alliance called Tonse Alliance. One Zambia.
Thank you very much. I apologize, we seem to have a problem with the microphone. The technical experts are looking at it, but you have to bear with us. This was an alternative venue. There will be some glitches. May I have another senior president, another senior leader? I think I'll invite Honorable Sean Tembo, then I'll invite Honorable Given Winda, who's representing the Patriotic Front. Then we'll call upon the chairperson to come and greet you. Then we go into the details. Honorable Sean Tembo.
Tiribwanji Tonse. Tiribwanji. Tikagamba tiribwanji ni kugamba kuti tiri Tonse. Tiribwanji. Tulishani. Tiribwanji. Ziko mwambiri. My name is Sean Tembo. I'm the party president for the Patriots for Economic Progress, or PEP in short. I'm also the Alliance spokesperson. And I want to take this opportunity to welcome you all to this official launch of the Tonse Alliance, as well as the unveiling of the Tonse Alliance 2026 presidential candidate. Thank you so much.
I'll invite Vice President Honorable Given Luinda, representing the Patriotic Front. So the camera.
One Zambia.
Testing 1 2 1 2.
One Zambia. Mwaukabwanji. Mwaukabwanji. I am representing His Excellency, the 6th Republican President and President of the Patriotic Front, Dr. Edgar Chagwalungu. And with me is the Secretary General and a number of MCCs, Amuchipani cha Patriotic Front. Today is a very special day. Naona pa program kuti I'll be asked to speak towards the end. Towards the end of this meeting, I shall explain why this is a special day. Now, because you have waited for a long time, I think that we should start with the program. One Zambia. One nation.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let me just read out how we will proceed. Oh, the chairman, just switch on the microphone. No, I know. For social media, we are okay, but it's for the audience here. It's for the audience here, unfortunately. It has to be on. Social media, we are well. I think the sound is very clear, but it's the audience here. The chairperson of the Tonse Alliance, Professor Dr. Dan Pule, who's president of the Christian Democratic Party, is here to give his remarks. After he has done, we'll go into keynote speeches. We will go to Honorable Sean Tembo. After Honorable Sean Tembo has spoken, he will speak about the theme of Tonse Alliance. So let me just invite Dr. Dan Pule just to greet you, introduce himself, then we go into the details of the next phase of the program.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. When I say Zambia, you answer Tonse. Zambia! Tonse. You can be louder than that. Zambia! Tonse. Zambia! Tonse. Once again, good morning. My names are Professor Chief Apostle Daniel Pule. I am the president of the Christian Democratic Party, as well as the interim chairman of the Tonse Alliance. I came to introduce you and to welcome you. I'm told I'll come back and give some welcoming remarks shortly. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. In terms of the program, we now move to the next item. And this item is the keynote speech. On what Tonse Alliance is all about. And this is going to be done by President Sean Tembo, who will come to the podium and give us an insight of what Tonse is all about. President Sean Tembo, please.
This one and this one.
The audience won't hear you.
This is very important for social media.
Okay.
Tuli bwanji, tulishani, zikomo kwambiri. I wish to recognize the presence of the Tonse Alliance interim chairperson, Professor Dan Pule. I also wish to recognize the presence of the party presidents of respective member political parties and their representatives, the Vice President and Secretary General of the Patriotic Front. We recognize you, sir. The respective leaders of non-political organizations, members of respective central committees of member political parties that are present here today, members of the diplomatic corps present, I can see a few there, leaders of religious organizations present, traditional leaders present, members of the media fraternity. May I just say all protocols observed, and a very warm good morning to you all. Countrymen and women, today is a momentous day, and I have no doubt in my mind that it will go down in the annals of Zambia's history as the day that this nation's political landscape was completely changed through the launch of the Tonse Alliance and the unveiling of the Tonse 2026 presidential candidate. Fellow countrymen and women, a question has often arisen as to what Tonse is all about. My job this morning is to explain to you all, and through you to the nation at large, as to what Tonse Alliance is all about. What makes it different from previous and other current alliances, and why it is the perfect vehicle to be used by the Zambian people to effect the necessary regime change in the upcoming 2026 general elections, so as to deliver a better and more prosperous Zambia that is in accordance with the wishes, aspirations, and expectations of the Zambian people. Fellow countrymen and women, the motto of the Tonse Alliance seeks to emphasize the importance of unity among all member political parties and other organizations of the Tonse Alliance. The motto of the Tonse Alliance is in 5 languages. We have Nyanja, Tiribwanji, we have Kaonde, Tujibiepi, Tujipamo. We have Tonga, Tulibuti, Tulantomwe. We have Lozi, Lutwani, Luamoho. We have Bemba, Tulishani, Tuliwonse. So the 5 languages that were adopted to be part of the logo and part of the motto of the Tonse Alliance were meant to represent all the provinces of this country. For instance,
Nyanja represents Eastern, Muchinga, and Lusaka province. Kaonde represents Northwestern province. Tonga represents Southern province. Lozi represents Western province. Bemba represents Copper Belt, Luapula, and Northern provinces. Therefore, we endeavored to encompass each and every aspect and corner of this beautiful nation of ours. Fellow countrymen and women, the word Tonse is a Bantu term from the Nyanja language that is spoken in Malawi, Mozambique, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. And it means together, pamozi, tiritonse. This word was specifically adopted in order to emphasize the alliance's overriding quest for unity and togetherness. The mission statement and national mandate of the Tonse Alliance. Fellow countrymen and women, the Tonse Alliance is an electoral pact that is made up of various political parties, civil society organizations, traditional leaders, advocates in the civil society space, scholars, religious leaders, and other interested progressive citizens who are united in the mission to remove the current government in 2026 and usher in a new government that will deliver on the economic aspirations and political expectations of the Zambian people. So our mandate is very clear. We are not beating about the bush. We want to remove the current regime from office in 2026. Full stop. Fellow countrymen and women, membership into Tonse Alliance. The membership into Tonse Alliance is strictly by invitation only. Strictly by invitation only. And when we sit as a General Congress to identify potential political parties to invite, we look at the standing of that political party. Are they an objective political party? Do they have the backbone to challenge the government of the day? Or are they compromised? So those political parties who have not been approached yet, just know that we don't have confidence in you. For now. Fellow countrymen and women, the structure in terms of governance of the Tonse Alliance is in 4 key categories. At the highest level, we have the General Congress, followed by the Council of Leaders, followed by the Executive Committee, followed by the Secretariat. In terms of the General Congress, this is the highest decision-making body of the Alliance, and each political party that is a member of the Tonse Alliance is given a specific number of delegates to accredit to the General Congress of the Tonse Alliance. So if you have an allocation, for instance, as Patriots for Economic Progress, we have an allocation of 10 delegates. So it is up to the party president to select within their respective political party who those 10 delegates should be. And those are the people who are seconded to the General Congress of the Tonse Alliance. Following the General Congress, the next level, like I mentioned earlier, is the Council of Leaders. The Council of Leaders is made up of 10 members, and if it was a political party, it would be the equivalent of a central committee. In this Council of Leaders, each of the party presidents of member political parties are automatic members to the Council of Leaders. Now, the Council of Leaders learns and implements the strategic decisions that are made by the General Congress. The General Congress is required by the Tonse Alliance Constitution to sit once in a quarter, that is once in 3 months. But if urgent business arises, then the General Congress can sit even more frequently. In the Council of Leaders, in addition to leaders of political parties who are automatic members, we also have 4 other members of the Council of Leaders who are not members of political parties. And the idea there is to try to infuse the knowledge and wisdom of other individuals who are not politicians into the decision-making structure of this alliance. Following the Council of Leaders, we have the Executive Committee, and the Executive Committee is made up of various committees, which includes, number 1, the Media and Publicity Committee, we have the Treasury Committee, we have the Elections Committee, we have the Legal Affairs Committee, we have the Mobilization Committee, we also have the Security and Protocol Committee, we have the Women's Affairs Committee, we also have the Youth Affairs Committee, and we have the Research and Policy Committee, as well as, lastly, ad hoc committees which might be constituted from time to time depending on the needs of the alliance. Lastly, we have the Secretariat of the Tonse Alliance. So the structure of the Tonse Alliance is such that the Secretariat is not headed by a Secretary General, no. And the reason for that is the lessons we have learned from previous alliances, whereby if the Secretariat of the Alliance is headed by a Secretary General, it creates an inbuilt conflict with Secretary Generals of member political parties. The Secretary General of the Alliance is perceived to be a super Secretary General. And in that regard, we decided not to have the position of Secretary General in the Tonse Alliance at the Secretariat. What we have is an Executive Secretary who is an employee of the Alliance. In terms of how the various structures of member political parties are going to coordinate within the Tonse Alliance, we are going to have a committee at every level. So we'll have a committee of Secretary Generals, we'll have a committee of chairpersons for elections, we'll have a committee of the media and publicity chairpersons of respective political parties, so that at that level they can coordinate with regards to respective member political parties. Countrymen and women, we now go to chapter 4 of the Tonse Alliance in terms of its composition, which is the Electoral Pact, the format of the Electoral Pact. Countrymen and women, the cornerstone of the Tonse Alliance is premised on the Electoral Pact, which will ensure that every member political party benefits by fielding candidates at parliamentary as well as local government level under the umbrella of the Tonse Alliance. Therefore, even the smallest member political party is guaranteed of possible representation in parliament after the 2026 general elections. Another unique aspect of the Tonse Alliance is the fact that, unlike previous alliances, which have sought to swallow the identity and existence of smaller individual political parties by putting the individual political parties under the banner or the identity of the alliance. We have sought to respect the individuality and identity of member political parties, while at the same time working and synergizing on various aspects of member political parties. So we believe that there is a lot of benefit to be derived from each member political party while respecting the identity of each individual political party. And that is the reason why, under the Tonse Alliance, our consideration is to ensure that when we form the electoral pact, each individual political party is going to be assigned specific seats in which to stand, both at local government as well as at parliamentary level, while having a single presidential candidate. Countrymen and women, fellow leaders present, in terms of the registration and legal status of the Tonse Alliance, given the fact that Tonse Alliance is an electoral pact and fielding of candidates will be done under the banner of individual political parties, we will not have any need to register the Tonse Alliance under any regulatory body. We are not going to register the Tonse Alliance under any regulatory body. All activities of the Tonse Alliance which requires legal status will be undertaken under the banner of any individual political party. So if we want to hold a rally in Petauke tomorrow, that rally will be applied by any individual political party here. Additionally, countrymen and women, we have seen that there is a very high appetite by our colleagues in government to try and intimidate and harass opposition political parties or opposition alliances. And one of the tools used by our colleagues in government are the courts of law. They use the courts of law simply because our judiciary is compromised to a very large extent. In order to address this potential threat from our colleagues in government, the Tonse Alliance is designed in a manner that will ensure that all disputes within the alliance, all disputes are going to be resolved by dispute resolution bodies within the alliance. No dispute will be taken to any court of law. No court of law will have any jurisdiction over the activities and affairs of the Tonse Alliance. Countrymen and women, we borrowed this approach from the FIFA Constitution. Those who understand the FIFA Constitution will realize and agree that no dispute under FIFA or any of its affiliates can be resolved in a normal court of law. FIFA has got its own dispute resolution structures where disputes are resolved. And the same will apply to Tonse. Countrymen and women, lastly, I want to mention to you that the Tonse Alliance has been itching. We have been itching to start work. We have been itching to get on the ground so that we can begin the activities of the Alliance. We know that some procedures have been initiated to try and declare the Petauke Central seat vacant, and we want to assure you that we are strategizing towards that direction as we stand today. Going forward, when you look at the results of recent by-elections, you realize that the ruling UPND has been dominating the other participating alliances and political parties. An example in point is the Kawe by-election. When you look at those results, you can see that the people of this country are waiting for a formidable political force which can adequately challenge the ruling UPND. And I want to mention to you today that that adequate and competent political force has been unveiled. And that adequate and competent political force is the Tonse Alliance. Thank you.
Thank you very much. One of the main keynote speeches from Honorable Sean Temple discussing the thoughts of Tonse Alliance.
Honorable Sylvia Chalikosa, who's our next speaker.
The next item on our program for today is the keynote speech on the role of the Patriotic Front in Tonse Alliance. And this will be presented to the audience by Honorable Raphael Nakachinda, PF Secretary General.
Thank you. Welcome, Honorable Raphael Nakachinda. Please come and give us your thoughts and the position of the Patriotic Front to political alliances and to the Tonse Alliance.
Thank you very much. One Zambia, Mulibwanji, Mulibuti, Turantomwe, Mulishani, Mujibiepi, leaders of the Tonse Alliance, led by the interim chairman, leaders of various political parties.
Sorry, just put it a bit up. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, then it works like this. Thank you very much. Members of the diplomatic corps, members of parliament that are present here, council chairpersons and mayors, councillors that are present, and all leaders of civil society that are here. Let me simply say, all protocols observed. And since I'm talking about the role of Patriotic Front in Tonse Alliance, I'll seek the indulgence of the Vice President of the Patriotic Front to invite our able district choir of Lusaka just to add some flavor and just give us two numbers as a way of demonstrating that this movement we will begin to unfold and sweep across the country with not only carrying the revolutionary spirit, but with the adventure of being able to get everybody along through poetry, through song, and many other mediums through which we can communicate to the Zambian people. I came, Honorable Vice President and Interim Chairman, with our choir. Choir, just two numbers, please. You can do it from the back. I know your voices are loud enough.
Ima is here. Ima is here.
Yeah, I can see. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Hello, kindly take your seat. Hello, kindly take
your seats. Kindly take your seats. Thank you.
Just hold it above the area.
One Zambia, Moribwanji, Morishani, Muzuide, fellow Zambians, interim chairman, we are gathered here today to witness and celebrate the birth and the launch of a united opposition front the Zambian people have been yearning for. Today is a momentous occasion in the history of our nation. And as PF, we are proud, and I must say again, we are proud to be part of this occasion. And the future is here. Allow me to thank President Sean Tembo for articulating the objectives of this alliance. Interim Chairman, Honorable Vice President for the Patriotic Front, permit me to slightly veer off and allow me to congratulate the people of Botswana for what they have demonstrated in the region. And when a government has failed, the people's will prevail. The signal is loud and clear, and I want to believe it even became more clearer a few days ago, when the American people also, who have spoken loud by electing or re-electing again President Donald Trump and his resounding victory that we all witnessed from yesterday and concluded last night. His victory only goes to demonstrate that where people are determined to defend their democracy, it is possible. And as PF, we are determined in cooperation and collaboration with others to defend our democracy. Congratulations to Donald Trump for his historic greatest comeback. And we want to say to him, your historic return to the White House offers a new beginning for America, and it is very powerful. It's a powerful recommitment to the great alliance between America and Zambia in terms of us all appreciating the governance system that we have chosen, which is basically plural or multi-party democracy. To us, the Trump victory is a victory for a concrete and obvious strategic reason as Patriotic Front. As we have all noticed, this victory has been widely celebrated across Africa, mostly because Trump's policy of non-interference in internal affairs of sovereign states. And as Zambia, we are assured that we have an ally in terms of our Christian nation values against these unnatural acts of LGBT that threaten our cultural belief and tradition, because Trump has been very clear on these matters. His leadership will be key in putting to a stop this rogue government of the UPND into full-fledged dictatorship under their leader. And I think let me end here. I have a lot to say about that. But back to the reason why we are here. Those of you who are wondering why PF is being courted by many alliance initiatives, why are alliances being formed, and why want to tolerate going to an election gambling whether we win or not. The Zambian people have resolved, let opposition come together, because we must have only one silver bullet so that we can be able to redeem them. That is why you are valuable in adding or aiding the cause in terms of human resource, structures that we have, international structures in terms of the diaspora that we have, resource mobilization because of obviously our traditional partners that have continued to express confidence and faith in us, and the capacity building. And as PF, we don't take this great responsibility placed on our shoulders for granted. We want to take advantage of our position to start, getting everybody around, and also to adopt an attitude. We don't want to adopt an attitude in this process of pride and pomposity that you will not see from Patriotic Front. That we say, no, no, no. It is a position we own with great humility and servitude. We're in this position, of course, as a large political party, basically to get everybody together without them feeling, undermined, sabotaged, taken advantage of, but as partners moving forward. Allow me to add context to this. As we all recall, when President Lungu announced his return to active politics, he called on all opposition leaders, regardless of status, to come to the fore in liberating the Zambian people. He made a clarion call to the people to join hands in what I call a democratic return to the constitutional and the rule of law, without leaving anyone behind. The church, members of parliament, civil society, law, officers of the court under laws, students, faith-based organizations, politicians, and in fulfilling that, we have made our party available for any progressive force meant at achieving this goal. But key in what he said is that he will listen to the people. And, or rather, that we should all attentively listen to the people. Any political formation that is void of listening to what people are saying is headed for disaster. And I believe the Tonse Alliance has put mechanisms enough for us to be able to carry the wishes and will of the people in our discourse as an alliance platform. I know that my Vice President will come and speak. Therefore, I'm careful not to preempt him, because I may just be a short-lived Secretary General when you are called upon to speak and you say everything. I can only say to the people of Zambia that as PF, regardless of the Mingaratos of UPND, because there is a name, PF, that is registered at the Registrar of Society. It's called the name on a certificate. But the real PF is the people of Zambia that have shown commitment and support to Patriotic Front for the past 23 years plus, and are saying, can you lead us into another revolutionary movement with your friends and colleagues so that we can do what we know to know best in 2026. And 2026, here we come. Zambia, here we come. Mr. Interim Chairman, today, as Patriotic Front want to say, we are not available for child play. This is serious business. And we are tackling a serious problem. The judiciary is under threat. Parliament is gone. The police are complaining and crying out to us, help us. Law enforcement agencies and officers are saying to all of us in the opposition, are you not seeing what we're going through? It's excruciating to follow the orders that were being given. But we have no choice because our lives are being threatened. That when we disobey, our jobs are taken away. Therefore, the assignment before us is complex, it is huge, and therefore we cannot undertake such activities as if it's child play. For us as PF, this is serious business. We want to meet Hakainde Hichilema with all his atrocities squarely and deal with each other democratically in 2026. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Thank you very much. Another clap for the Secretary General of the Patriotic Front. We are almost at the end of the program. This is how it will go. For our people in protocol who have prepared the documents for signing, what is coming up is all founding members, the leadership, who sign the Tonse Alliance Constitution. That is the ceremony that will take place now, and I will invite the choir to begin singing as the leaders of Tonse Alliance, the founding members, sign the Constitution. Then now, after that, I will invite Professor Dr. Dan Pule, who's the interim chairperson of the Tonse Alliance, to come and give his official remarks. Then I will invite Zambia's 6th president, Dr. Edgar Chagwalungu, to give his remarks. Then I will invite Honorable Given Luwinda to come and give closing remarks. That will be the order. Choir sing as the leaders begin to sign that ceremony. Thank you.
The people who are going to sign are the Secretary Generals of the political parties and the non-political parties, Secretary Generals.
So you can stand behind. Yes. Yeah, the president can stand behind, then they can come and sign. Yes, Jeez. I'll invite you to come and take the front seats.
We are inviting all the Secretary Generals of the Alliance partners to come and take the front.
Yeah.
You want to come?
We want you to be behind the banner.
Sort them out. I'm coming to the side.
Let them introduce themselves, or you introduce them. So you introduce yourself, then proceed to sign. Then just pass the microphone. Choir, just a minute. Oh, thank you. I'll have the Secretary Generals introduce themselves, then they'll proceed to sign.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Mwamba. My name is Rafo Mangani Nagajinda, Secretary General of Patriotic Front. As I proceed to append my signature and all the credentials on behalf of PF, not only endorsing but actually being part of this alliance.
My name is Edward Mwape, the Secretary General for...
Technician, help me. Hello, just help me. I'll invite you to speak very loud.
Okay. My name is Edward Mwape, Secretary General for Christian Democratic Party. And I'm signing on behalf of the party that we are part and parcel of this progressive movement. Thank you.
My name's Joshua Chongolupupa. I'm representing Patriots for Economic Progress. I'm the Secretary General, and I'm here also to be part of this great movement called Tonse Alliance.
My name's Jonathan Piri, representing New Congress Party as the Secretary General, signing on behalf of New Congress Party as well as the whole country, Zambia. Thank you so much.
Well, my name's Sontwa Morris Sinkala, and I'm actually a Secretary General for Zambia Republican Party. And I am actually signing, and definitely we've resolved that we are members and part of the Tonse Alliance. Thank you.
I'm Gwira Chanoda once more. I'm standing in for the Secretary General who is away on national duty in Namibia. And we want to say that as Umozi Kumawa, we promise our commitment together with the people of Eastern Province across the country that this is a progressive movement, and in 2026 we'll see to it that what we are having now and witnessing is out and is history. It's a one-term government, and we are going to sign to be part of Tonse Alliance. Thank you.
I'm Simon Mwanza, and I'm the Secretary General of the New Era Democratic Party. My signature is on behalf of the party and signifying to the nation that we believe in unity, and that's how we'll kick out UPND in 2026.
My name is Weston Mwango, the Secretary General for Center for Constitutionalism and Legal Justice. I'm signing on behalf of our organization to confirm that we are part of the Tonse Alliance. Thank you.
My name is Daka Alefa, and I'm the Secretary General for Zambia Youth for Economic Forum, a youth-based organization that advocates for economic emancipation of our Zambian people. I'm here signing and confirming the participation of ZAYOF in the Tonse Alliance. I thank you.
My name is Jason Mwanza. I'm president of the Gen Z. I will sign on behalf of our party secretary who is not well today. Our signature will be a confirmation that we endorse the Tonse Alliance. Our signature will be a confirmation that we are part of a movement that is going to honor its promises to the Zambian people. Our signature is going to represent the consciousness of Mother Zambia, and even I want to also send a message to everyone that is here, those that are going to be part of the alliance, that we, the Gen Z, are watching. We are the consciousness of Mother Zambia in terms of what is right and what is wrong politically, and we hope that all promises that have been made today shall be accounted for after 2026. Thank you very much.
We still have one. Please introduce yourself. Let them just finish. Please say.
Hello. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. And I am the Executive Secretary of the Apostolic Prophetic Network. And we are here to endorse Tonse Alliance and what it stands for. Tonse Alliance is here to help the people of Zambia, to redeem the people of Zambia, and we are here to support them. We are here to be with them. Thank you so much.
So let me have the signature of all of you to sign. Sit here, you have to sign. I've sent it to you. You've seen it? I've sent it. I'll say, share light, whatever
showing the Are we signing one copy or three copies? So can I have one which is complete?
What you want you guys to do what?
The podium to come back where it is.
Come back.
yet. We are starting. I just want a copy to read out to those that have signed. Then we invite Honorable Dan. Give me one copy which is complete. Sign the others as well. Huh? Thank you, choir. Thank you. Thank you, choir. Thank you, choir. Thank you, choir. Sir, technician, help me. Just help me. Thank you very much, choir. Thank you very much. We go to the next stage. What you saw is a signing of the Tonse Alliance membership acceptance and 2026 candidate adoption form. The organizations that have signed so far and membership remains open are the Patriotic Front, the Christian Democratic Party, the Patriots for Economic Progress, the New Congress Party, the Zambia Republican Party, the Kumawa Development Coalition, Umozi Kumawa, the New Era Democratic Party, the Center for Constitutionalism and Legal Justice, a civil society grouping, the Zambian Youths for Economic Forum, a youth grouping, the Gen Z. We are grateful Gen Z, they had to rush from court to ensure that they are here. They have signed. Then the Apostolic Prophetic Network, a grouping that consists of pastors that have signed this Apostolic Prophetic Network. Thank you very much. Honorable Sylvia Chalikosa, just tell us the next stage.
The next stage is the stage we have all been waiting for. And this is the official launch of the Tonse Alliance and the unveiling of the 2026 presidential candidate. So we are now going to call upon Professor Dan Pule, who will give his official remarks and proceed to the official launch and unveiling of the 2026 presidential candidate. Professor, please.
I didn't hear you welcome me. I invite you to give a big clap offering to the Lord Jesus Christ. Clap for the Lord, clap for the Lord. Lesalumwe, lesalumwe, oh lesalumwe. Oh, let's alumwe, oh, let's alumwe, oh, let's alumwe, let's alumwe, let's alumwe, let's alumwe, oh, let's alumwe, oh, let's alumwe, oh, let's alumwe, oh, let's alumwe. Natupalo ifwe, natupalo ifwe, oh natupalo ifwe, natupalo oh natupalo ifwe, natupalo. Give the Lord another praise. Praise, hallelujah. Mr. Master of Ceremonies and Madam Master of Ceremonies, presidents of various political parties that are members of the alliance, as has been already announced, non-government organizations that are members of the Tonse Alliance, members of the central committees of the various political parties and organizations, Your Excellencies, the ambassadors present here, we thank you for accepting our invitation. Members of various political parties and non-government organizations who are members of Tonse, we acknowledge you. Members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, youth, we are delighted we are here today. This is a very historical moment today because Zambia will always remember this day as the day when the people's movement known as Tonse Alliance was launched and the winning candidate for 2026 was unveiled by me. Praise the Lord. Our association go clap more, clap more, clap more. By me as the interim chairman. I want to announce immediately that as soon as I finish speaking and the launch and the unveiling of the candidate, I shall step back as interim chairman, and the candidate who we shall unveil shall resume the chairmanship of the alliance. And I shall become the vice chairman of the alliance. Sipelwa na bayawe, sipelwa na bayawe, na bayawe, sipelwa na bayawe. Thank you very much. Sipelwa na bayawe, sipelwa na bayawe, sipelwa na bayawe. Thank you very much. Before I launch this alliance and say a few remarks before I launch and unveil the candidate, I want first of all to convey Tonse Alliance congratulations. Number one, to President Duma Boko of Botswana. Congratulations. The latest president in the continent. His party is called the, just a minute, I've got it. Democratic Umbrella for Democratic Alliance. It was launched at one time just like we are launching Tonse. That country for almost 6 decades, one political party thought they were Bamuyaya forever. But the will of the people prevailed. Just like I believe in 2026, the will of the people for change, to change, will prevail in Zambia. What has been termed by the running mates in the USA as the greatest comeback is the winning of President Trump of the Republican Party, the American elections. Congratulations, Mr. Trump, congratulations. We congratulate, of course, our former, colonial leaders in this country. Recently, there was a change there. We congratulate Prime Minister Starmer. Congratulations. Now, before I launch and unveil, let me make a few brief remarks. Number one, you heard our party spokesman mention the structure of Tonse. I want to emphasize that there is the National Congress, the Congress actually, which is the highest body. This body will define and redefine our policies and our philosophies, including our manifesto. So in time, many of you are brilliant men and women. Please feel free to contact us for ideas. We have a lot of ideas, but we are in the formative stage. So most of what we will do in 2026 will be refined and redefined by the Congress. But I can assure you we are very united as the alliance. And our goal is to unite the opposition, so that at one point we shall speak with one voice. As you heard our party spokesman, our alliance spokesman say, we are going to extend invitations to other political parties. In fact, we had invited major political parties to come. We acknowledge if you are here or representative, including the chairman for UCA, we invited them to come. We invited the Royal Highnesses to come and grace this occasion. And many of them, because of short time, couldn't come. For example, I spoke last night to my Mwata, the Mwata Kazembe, who said, I would have liked to come. I know it was so late. I myself he said he would have loved to come and be with us today. So ladies and gentlemen, Tonse, as you are aware now, is an umbrella body, a movement of the people, political leaders, non-government organizations, traditional leaders, unionists, student unions, and our churches. I shouldn't forget that, especially as an apostle myself, a man of God. Are welcome. Already the Apostolic Prophetic Network has come forward. We are here. What we are launching today is the movement of the people. Take it seriously. It's all by the grace of God, but the Lord is with us. It may be, the going may be hard, but I can assure you the Lord is with us. He will give us victory in 2026. As I've mentioned, Zambia is going through difficult times. The economic situation is very bad. The drought didn't help, but there is hunger among our people. My call to President Hakainde and the UPND government is to have a heart for the people. Subsidize the food that we need. Subsidize meal. Subsidize fuel. The people are suffering. Find a way. Actually, there is a way to end this load shedding. Zambia is exporting a lot of power. A lot of power is being exported. I say, on behalf of Tonse Alliance, Mr. President, stop that. Look after your people in Zambia. Businesses are dying. Industries are dying. People cannot earn a living, especially those who need electricity to do their businesses. Please, let's increase the availability of power. Bayumfuira mkwai, bayumfuira. Finally, before I launch, you are ready for the launch, aren't you? Two things, actually. The first thing is I want to make an appeal to our Western and Eastern world allies, the Americans, the British, the European Union, the Chinese, the Russians. As Tonse, we are prepared to work with all of you. However, I ask you to fight with us now to defend democracy, to defend the human rights of the Zambian people, especially political leaders. A number of us, I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are facing legal charges, mainly on sedition. So, imbi panondela ndaba walenko papa kuti wakampele na umbi mulandu wa sedition. Is part of the sacrifice for our democracy. Let us fight. I like what the Secretary General of the PF said, defend democracy. You, the partners and allies of Zambia, help us defend democracy. We are appealing to the Americans who have been in the forefront of, propping up, and the Europeans of propping up this regime and overlooking, and the British as well, overlooking the fact that the democratic space is shrinking in Zambia. Please, work for the people, not for an individual. Support democracy, support Zambia. Let there be democracy in this country. Freedom, we need the freedom that we need. We need the freedom that we need in this country to freely operate. You've seen what has happened today. We had to find an alternative venue. This is not democracy. We want to organize freely, especially as the opposition, as we prepare for 2026. I want to simply say, ladies and gentlemen, a new dawn has begun in Zambia. A new dawn has begun in Zambia as we unveil. I would like to invite all the leaders behind me to stand as we launch, number one, as we launch the Tonse Alliance. Are you ready? By the power vested in me as chairman of the Tonse Alliance, I now officially launch the Tonse Alliance. Ganalanda Zambia Tonse. Zambia! Tonse. I can't hear you. Zambia! Tonse. Ganalanda 2026. What do you say, Tonse? 2026? Tonse. Now, listen. I want to unveil the candidate and then say a few remarks. No, let me say a few remarks. Number one, the changes that are taking place, that has taken place in Botswana, is coming to Zambia. The change that has happened in America in 2026 is coming to Zambia. The change that has happened in Brazil, De Silva, was president. He was stopped, was harassed, in Brazil, he came back. He won. So that change is coming to Zambia in 2026. I have heard about India. It's coming to Zambia. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like my colleagues to be ready because now I'm going to unveil, and after unveil, our candidate is going to say one or two things. I'm going to unveil the candidate for 2026 for Tonse Alliance. Are you ready? Are you ready? You should say, yes, I'm ready. Are you ready? That's my dynamic song, you know. One more time. Are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, the candidate for Tonse Alliance 2026. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Sipelwa nabayawe. Sipelwa nabayawe. Sipelwa nabayawe. Sipelwa nabayawe. Okay. Zambia Tonse 2026 ECL. 2026 ECL. Okay. Everybody. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Take your seats. Listen, take your seats. Take your seats. Take your seats. We're gonna land at 2026 ECL. 2026 ECL. 2026 ECL. 2026 Nganalanda umuntu ni nani? ECL. Umuntu ni nani? Umuntu ni nani? Thank you. Now listen. Listen. Wait. Wait, choir, wait. Wait, choir, wait. Wait, choir. Now, listen. Because of our appointment our election of him as our presidential candidate in 2026. Wait. The plan was for him to come to the lodge where we were, but the security situation was so bad we didn't want to risk him. Having consulted the security experts, that, and in any case, is the target they were targeting, not us. They got wind. However, he is going to speak to us via a video link. And I want to hand over now to Ambassador Emmanuel Mwamba to handle the process. Welcome, Your Excellency. Welcome.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you. Thank you, Chairperson of the Tonse Alliance. As explained, Zambia's 6th president, who's just been unveiled as a presidential candidate for 2026, will speak. We are connecting via Zoom. We have a small trouble with the projector. So we are going to do something unorthodox. I think we will play, for those that wish to watch on video, on social media, we are currently live. Just go to any page that you are watching on, you can see the picture is live. And, but you may be able to hear the audio. That's what we are trying to set up. I'll invite His Excellency, President Edgar Lungu, to address us, to respond to this gesture. And as I finalize in that matter, I acquire a small song, very, very small song. The President is on standby. Just a small song, quickly. Thank you, choir. Thank you, choir. Thank you, choir. Thank you, choir. Thank you very much. Choir, thank you. Thank you, choir. For those that are watching us live on social media, you can go to the pages, but just mute for his pictures. I'll invite His Excellency, Zambia's 6th president, who's also Patriotic Front president, to give his remarks. May I have your silence? May I have your silence? Njashmeni kwa matui. His Excellency, President.
On 28th October 2023, I, Edgar Chagwalungu, the 60th President of the Republic of Zambia, did officially announce my comeback into active politics. This was during the 9th memorial ceremony of President Michael Chilufya-Sata, the founder of the Patriotic Front. On that day, I mentioned that I came back into active politics to defend constitutional democracy, rule of law, as well as help unite the opposition to foster effective checks and balances and present a united front in the 2026 general elections. Today, I want to repeat myself and emphasize my call for all opposition parties, civil society organizations, and progressive citizens to come together and fight to rescue our country and restore constitutionalism, democracy, and rule of law. I have repeatedly expressed willingness to work with members of the opposition and other progressive social formations to save our country from the current ruinous path. We should not encourage working in isolation and in boxes, but forge alliances driven by a unity of purpose in order to develop our country. The church, civil society, trade unions, academia, and political parties must collaborate and identify common issues that must be promoted together to rescue our people and the country from the failures, mismanagement, and misrule perpetuated by this incompetent government. Yes, it's no longer a secret that the UPND has plunged the country into economic turmoil, engaged in bad governance, destroyed constitutionalism, oppressed citizens, and lamentably failed to deliver public services and campaign promises. Make no mistake, this fight is not merely about removing the UPND from government. It is about restoring the well-being of the Zambian people. We must recognize that our country is suffering from an economic meltdown, high cost of living, unprecedented load shedding, and other crises. The fight is about that bus driver who had hoped for better income by reason of the promise of cheaper fuel, but is now disappointed that the promises have not been fulfilled. It's about that barber in Mtendere, that hairdresser in Chiwempala, that welder in Mazabuka, who hoped that load shedding was behind us, considering that we, in the Patriotic Front, PF, ended load shedding. But now, such businesses are shutting down or going for several days without electricity in their workplaces. It is about that marketeer who is struggling to make ends meet because of the hostile business environment. It is about that street vendor whose hustling earns him income of hand to mouth, but now cannot even afford to find a market or place to trade from. It is about restoring an effective farmer input support program that delivers input at the farm gate and ensures that the smallholder farmer is food secure. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow countrymen and women, the youth, and all our children, I am thankful and honored for this noble gesture by the Tonse Alliance partners of adopting me as the 2026 presidential candidate. I pledge that I will not let you down as your 2026 candidate. With your support and the support of the collective Zambians, be assured that victory is certain. My appeal to other political alliances, such as the United Kwacha Alliance, UKA, People's Pact, the Zambia We Want, and other political parties, is that let's keep our doors wide open to talk together, to work together, to redeem this country, especially that all political and economic parameters are clearly showing that this government and its leaders will not save Zambia. I thank you, and may the Almighty God bless our country, Zambia.
We thank the 6th Republican President for accepting the nomination from the Tonse Alliance and the speech, which is primarily about the people. As we come to the close of this historic moment, we now call upon Honorable Given Luvinda, Vice President of the Patriotic Front, to come to the podium and give the closing remarks. Thereafter, there will be a photo session for all the alliance partners. Honorable Given Luvinda, please.
The chairman of the alliance, in absentia, Dr. Edgar Chagwalungu, the vice chairman, Professor Apostle Dan Pule, the spokesperson of Tonse Alliance. Let me simply say, all of us members of Tonse, good afternoon. First, let me congratulate all of you for being part of this history, for being part of the launch of Tonse Alliance. And let me congratulate His Excellency, the 6th Republican President, and now to be the 8th Republican President. Edgar Chagwalungu, on this adoption. This adoption means a lot. This launch means a lot. Number one, we have now, more than ever before, committed ourselves to real political activism. What we have been doing up to now was simply preparing ourselves for this day. Now that we have launched Tonse, and now that we have adopted a candidate, it's all systems go. There shall not be any looking back. Colleagues, what you have done today is to say we are on the move. Today we have dedicated ourselves, even more than ever before, for increased political harassment. Professor Dan Pule, You were pointing at people who have been to prisons, who have been to cells. Today, the time has come for us to say to one another, always be ready. Always be ready. Vala jombo mama. This is the time now for every one of us to be ready. It is not going to be easy. You can see the silver lining in the cloud. It's not only you who can see it. Make no mistake. Ujanaye, he's seeing it. And Ujanaye, his agenda is to make sure that you don't get where you want to get. It is your determination, your commitment, and your dedication that will take you there. He will not give it to you on a silver platter. Hakainde Hichilema is not the kind of person who will allow you to organize freely. Therefore, time has come for us. Alliance Secretary, spokesperson, if we are thinking that we shall have the luxury of rallies like we allowed others to have, no, you are thinking wrong. Now let us make sure that we use all available platforms to campaign. Go and campaign at funerals. Go and campaign at parties. Campaign on social media. Campaign on the bus. Campaign in the market. Campaign wherever you have the opportunity to campaign. Our lawyers, time has come for you to rededicate yourselves to the liberation of Zambia, the third liberation. Our forebears liberated us in 1964. Some of you gathered here assisted in liberating Zambia in 1991. We need a third liberation. A liberation from the yoke that has been brought onto this country by one man with the support of his Western allies. Rededicate yourselves. Be ready, because your soldiers shall be persecuted day and night. But colleagues, this is a day when we also commit ourselves to selflessness. There are some alliances that have failed to take off. There are alliances in this world that fail to take off because they are based on me, myself, and I. Kanongaevo. Time has come now. It is no longer Kanongaevo. And for you, my dear colleagues who are involved in setting up Tonse, it is not a question anymore of what position will I have. It is a question of where shall we leave Zambia. Our name is Tonse. Whatever we do must not be because of me. It must be because I want to contribute for the better good of the majority. Whatever I do must be Tonse, not Neka. Tonse is the spirit. Time has come for us to sacrifice. It's no longer time for us to say, because they are police, ni endako. Now, because they are police, that's why ni endako. Because if you say, because there is police, ni endako, who do you think has endako? It means nobody has endako. Now, my colleagues, time has come. If you are doubting, you had no time, or you are planning to do something else, and there is a meeting called upon, the moment you hear that there is police, then you say, Nisia Vonse, because I want to be there, Tinkale Tonse. The sacrifice must be in terms of the finances that we have.
I'm so delighted that after the police interfered with our initial venue, you found your way here. And when I was asking the leaders, how did our people get there? And they said to me, this one picked the other, and the other picked the other. And I said, this is the spirit of Tonse. Having congratulated you, the Alliance, and ECL, allow me to join my colleagues in congratulating a few other people who deserve to be congratulated, especially now. Duma Boko of Botswana deserves to be congratulated. But in congratulating him, I also want to congratulate Dr. Masisi. Masisi did exactly what his elder brother in Zambia did. He considered and said, my brother, take it. Take the realm of power. Take the instruments of power. But there are lessons to be learned from what has happened in Botswana. And these are lessons that all of us must reflect upon. As we go towards 2026, let's reflect on these lessons. Number one, Dr. Masisi gave us an opportunity to learn that you can never take people for granted. You can never take the power of the people and think it is your power. Let those who have ears hear. Let those who have eyes see. The power that people give to you is temporary power. They give it to you and they can take it away when they want to. Second lesson is that leadership is a continuum. Leadership continues. And I want to thank Boko for restoring the legacy of Ian Kama. Boko has shown that he's not going to avenge anyone. Instead, he's going to restore the dignity of his predecessors. You cannot possibly be a president and say, I am the first. You cannot be the best while you're still writing the exam. Those who have passed the exam before are always better than you. Because what they learned is what you are now learning. They learned it before you. President Edgar Chagwa Lungu was 6th Republican president. Whoever comes after him cannot be better than him. Because whatever he did is what you are building on. Lessons learned from Botswana. Congratulations, Donald Trump. Secretary General and Vice Chairman of the Alliance spoke a little about Donald Trump. I just want to add a few words to that. All of us remember how the United States system tried to persuade everybody that this was going to be a knife-edge race, that it's going to be a very tight race. And yet when the time for reckoning came, even before the last person voted, Donald Trump was miles ahead. This is a lesson to you. Don't you listen to propaganda. Instead, listen to the people. I commended Masisi. Let me also commend Kamala. Well done for conceding. And I hope that every president today is learning from these people. That after you lose, you concede. So prepare yourselves for two eventualities when you go into a race. Either you win or you lose. And I hope Hagainde is hearing me. Omwe Nzuma, prepare yourself for either to win or, as I think, you will lose. Prepare yourself. so that when that time comes, you concede with dignity, not with tears. But there are also lessons to be learned. My colleagues referred to some of them already. We learned from Da Silva. Now we've also learned from Donald Trump. The lessons we've learned are as follows. Number one, to lose an election is not to be vanquished. No. To lose an election is not because you are a bad person. To lose an election sometimes is because you employed a wrong strategy and another employed a better strategy. It therefore gives you an opportunity to sit back, to reflect and introspect and plan better. And I want to assure you that a friend of mine whom I've known for years, a friend of mine with whom I played football as a boy, a friend of mine with whom I went to drink, experienced the loss of elections. And ever since then, I've been with him. And I want to assure you that he has never felt vanquished. Instead, he has reflected. He has introspected. And now he has come up with even a better strategy than the one that he used in 2021. And this is the person that today you endorse to be your candidate. Edgar Chagwa Lungu knows what it means to lose elections. And he has utilized this period, and is still utilizing this period to sharpen his skills. So that after 2026, the leadership you provide for the people of Zambia will be much, much better than what he provided in 2016. You have no one to compare Edgar Chagwa Lungu to. No one. Because the only ones you could have compared him to are long gone. Now he is alone. The only truly experienced person. And the fact that he did not accept defeat to be vanquished means that he is coming up even stronger. The second lesson to be learned is that to win an election is not to be elevated above humanity. That because you have won an election, therefore you are better than everybody else. No. To win an election calls for humility. But what we have seen in Botswana, what we saw in the United States of America, is exactly what we're seeing in Zambia, where the person who has been elected thinks he knows it all. He is the advisor to himself and also advisor to his advisors. Third lesson to be learned from Da Silva and from Trump is that persecution in politics is not a deterrent. No. Persecution in politics is not a deterrent. Instead, it must be an incentive. Why is it that Nakachinda has to go to court every day? Why is it that Edgar Lungu and his family must be in court every day? Why is it that Sean, every time he speaks, he must be arrested? No one throws stones at a barren tree. Ukawana bakutema myala uziwa tulimango ya kupya. (2026) ECL. 2026? ECL. This is the reason why I said to you, my dear brothers and sisters, in politics, persecution must be an incentive. If you are useless, nobody will persecute you. When they persecute you in politics, you should know that sin being in sin. And after all, it is said, fire makes diamond. So all of you, my friends, who are being persecuted, count it a blessing. And Hakainde, please arrest us even more. We want the people to know that we're being purified for challenges ahead of us. Donald Trump was taken in and out of court. And Biden thought, I've finished him. And yet the American people said, you are throwing stones at him because he's a ripe mango. And now the people in America are learning our song. Ale welela po, ale welela po, pampando. Now, as I conclude, Secretary General of the Patriotic Front and members of the Central Committee of the Patriotic Front, you will recall that on the 21st of September 2021, Joe Biden addressed the 76th United Nations General Assembly. And he said a number of things. One of the things he said was, we have ended 20 years of conflict in Afghanistan. As we close this period of relentless war, we are opening a new era of relentless diplomacy, of using the power of our development aid to invest in new ways of lifting people around the world. Close quote. What did he do after that? Number one, instead of ending conflict, Biden signed an executive order number 13988, which was saying African states, for them to receive aid from the United States of America, must adopt LGBTQI rights. Is that using aid to lift people? That is using aid to colonize people. And I, speaking on behalf of Tonse Alliance today, I want to say we shall never accept money for the sake of the exchange of our values. Biden said he was ending conflict, but he sponsored a bill in Congress, and he called it the Malign Russia Bill. And in that bill, they were saying any African country that cooperates with Russia and China must be watched carefully by the United States of America. Is that promoting international peace and international diplomacy? No. We in the Tonse Alliance can pledge to you that we are going to uphold the doctrine of non-alignment. We are not going to look west, we are not going to look east, we are not going to look north, we shall look to ourselves. Time has come for us Africans to say, let the world evolve around Africa. Time has come for us Africans to stand up and be counted. And we're not going to allow any foreign power to dominate over us. But also, SG, you remember what Biden said in that UN General Assembly? 21st of September 2021 was just a few weeks after the elections in Zambia. And Biden went to the UN General Assembly. Instead of talking about international politics, he chose to insult Zambia. And he said the following words: youths in Zambia have removed a corrupt regime. I wrote to the American embassy demanding a response. Then, as you recall, I had the difficult duty of being acting president of the dynamic Patriotic Front. To date, the Americans have not responded. They asked for a courtesy call on me, and they insisted I go to their embassy. Well, they wanted to pay a courtesy call on the PF. And I said, sorry, PF is too big for me to carry in my pocket to bring to your embassy. If you're paying a courtesy call on PF, come to the PF Secretariat. And now, because Biden said those words after we lost elections, what words should I use to him today? My message to Biden is that the Americans have removed a rogue government. A rogue government of warmongers. A rogue government which supports homosexuality. A rogue government which has promoted divisions in the world by telling Africans not to cooperate with whichever country they want to cooperate with. The Americans have decided to vote for a person who shall respect, because he did it before. Remember, I said you test people by what they have been. They now have voted a man who, when he was president of the USA, he showed that he's not going to interfere in other countries' business. So welcome, Donald Trump. And in welcoming you, Donald Trump, I have a request on behalf of the Zambian people and on behalf of Africans. Number one, do away with your executive order imposing LGBTQI rights on African states. Cooperate with us on equal terms. Let us keep our values and our beliefs, and keep yours. We shall respect them. Let us treat each other as equals. Number two, Donald Trump, please do away with the malign act against Russia and against China. Number three, Donald Trump, use your influence to stop the wars in the world. Stop the Russia-Ukraine war, because you know that that is sponsored in White House. Stop the war between Israel and the Middle East. And also, Donald Trump, I pray, come and remove your AFRICOM from Zambia. I mentioned to you that this is a very momentous day. And we say what we say because we're determined, and now we are ready. All of us must be in Mombasa. Because what is ahead is not all rosy. For you to come and give the Zambian people a good government, you have to be willing to sacrifice. I want to see in here, how many of you are ready to sacrifice for Mother Zambia? How many of you are willing to confront the police? One Zambia, one Zambia. Allow me now to thank the people who worked so hard in coming up with this program and coming up with the constitution of the Alliance. My message once again to you is to reiterate what President Edgar Lungu said. This is not a closed shop. This is an open shop. Let every party, every organization that comes and says, I share your ideals, let them come. If they don't share our ideals, it is our duty to show them our ideals so that they believe in what we believe in. So that in 2026, we can stand up and truly say, Tidi Tonse. To you, my brothers and sisters, well done. We cherish the work you put in. And let this work inspire all of us until we meet tomorrow in the field. Spokesperson, what you said must be followed up now. If you're going to wait for 2 weeks before we have a rally, we're missing it. As for yours truly, I am ready for a rally this afternoon. Arrange it, let's go. One Zambia, 2026. I cannot stop without singing you a song that all of you know. Nani nani akasunge chalo, nani akasunge chalo. Lungu ye lungu, lungu ye lungu, lungu ye lungu ye lungu. My dear brothers and sisters, thank you very much. I now have to bring this very important launch to a close. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that very, very important message. And before we break into a photograph session where I will ask all the presidents to come to the front so that we set up the chairs in front, and the Secretary Generals and other members of the party will stand behind. There's something that I would like to share with all of you. In different languages, I'm not an expert, I'm not a linguist, so we say that. Ganalanda tikodi mulikuti kwa skachani. Tini Tonse, kodi mulikuti. Mulikwi sabane. Mudi kudi. Mudi kudi. Tudi hamu. Askena tudi hamu. Mulikupeyo, tulipamo, mulikupeyo, mukai, luhamboho, mukai, luhamboho, mulikwi, tuliswensi, mulikwi, tuliswensi, mulinkuni, Tonse, mulinkuni. And then the final one, which is